What is going on, guys? DBG here, and in this video we are going to be talking about the top 10 or top 12 small forwards in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM. I got two honorable mentions here. But yeah, so the small forward position is honestly, it's a really good position, but it's a weird, it's not really top heavy. Like, the gap between like 9 and 1 is very small. It is very small. And there are so many elite cards at this position. There are some that didn't even make the top 12. Like, of the elite cards that I feel didn't make the top 12, Andre Iguodala, Connie Hawkins, Paul Pierce, Richard Jefferson, no one's used him, but I think he will be very good. Vince Carter didn't make it. Worthy didn't make it. Havlicek. Detlef didn't make it. Of course, Page didn't make it. He's garbage. Elgin Baylor didn't make it. The second best Galaxy Opal in this game didn't make it. Melo doesn't make it. Chris Mullin doesn't make it. Hayward doesn't make it. You're looking a little bit lower at the small forwards that are pretty good. Hito doesn't make it, obviously. But if this was next gen, I mean, Hito would be in that conversation. But yeah, so anyway, there are two guys at the start, and I'm not putting them in my top 10, but you can argue them to be a top 10 small forward in the game. If you want to argue either of these guys in the top 10, I'm not going to complain. But it's just, it all depends on your playstyle. First of all, Cliff Hagan. If this is me, I would have Cliff Hagan very high. Because again, he's got half range and the release is quality. So his ability to just shoot the ball from everywhere is huge. Also, he's got quick first step. He's fast. He's unbelievably good laterally. Got good defense. Just a little bit not great length. But again, he's an objectively really good card. For 20k MT, I mean, you can't get much better for this price, can you? And then next player is Giannis. So Giannis' just lack of shooting is why I can't use him. And again, it's one of those situations where there's a lot of people that are good with Giannis. I'm not one of them. So I can't like knowingly put in my top 10 when I'm not good with the card. But because I know there are a lot of people that are elite with this card, because he does everything at an elite level except shoot the ball, because there's a lot of people that are great with him, I think I'm going to put him in like an honorable, a more like closer honorable mention. Like these two guys, honestly, if they're in your top 10, I'm not going to complain. But yeah, they're just not in mine. At number 10, we got Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is one of the best at what he does in the game. He has got a lot of length, 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, decent speed of 84, good lateral quickness, silver quick first step, gold clamps, gold range extender, and his release, base 56. One of the nicest releases in the game. Can't really dribble, but somebody's there for. The job of Chris Middleton is to probably guard a secondary ball handler and just hit wide open. That's it. That's all he needs to do. That's exactly what he does in game. So, like, he serves his purpose. If you want someone to run your offense through, Middleton's not going to be that guy. If you want someone to stand there and hit wide open shots, Middleton is your guy. And while you can do the same thing with Cliff Hagan, he's got quite a bit more length with a 5-inch longer wingspan, 2 inches taller. However, there is a catch. He costs quite a bit to lock in. So, in terms of value-wise, just get Cliff Hagan, trust me. Just get Cliff Hagan. But then we're on to number 9, Glenn Robinson. So, Glenn Robinson right here. He's a good card. Like, he's one of my favorite cards in the game. Like, base 29, it's the same release they just gave Chris Bosh. He's got a decent enough behind the back in normal 3. But if you're just looking at his stats and badges, like, the guy comes with gold clamps. He comes with gold or silver range, which is fine because he's got half catch and shoot. Got gold, you got half corner specialist. A bunch of good finishing badges. Gold showtime. Silver intimidator, gold pogo. And if you look at his stats, like, good lateral, great dunk, great 3-ball, fantastic speed, good handle. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this card. He is a near perfect card. As well as a 6'7" with a 7'1" wingspan. I mean, thankfully they got... It's a weird one. He was 6'9" from Purdue. Originally, they said he was from Michigan. They mixed him up with Glenn Robinson the third. And basically what ended up happening was they changed his college, never changed his height. So I was kind of hoping he'd grow 2 inches. Now we're on to number 8. It's Pink Diamond Dr. J. I'm not as high on Dr. J as I was, say, a month ago when I made my first list. Yes, he's got elite speed. Yes, he's got a pretty good 3-pointer and a really nice release. Normal 2 side up's not good. Pro 5 behind the back is not great on next gen. He's also got gold clamps, which is really, really nice. He can get quick first step, he can get range, but he can get all these badges. He doesn't come with that many good badges. At this stage, he's kind of outdated when it comes to badges. He's got 95 driving dunk, obviously good speed. He's not a card that has stood the test of time well. There are cards, a month ago, he might have been better compared to like the reigning cards than some guys that I have ahead of him. For example, like Grant Hill. However, at this stage, I just do not think he has stood the test of time well. And I think he's quite bad on next gen. So I cannot put him any higher than 8. At number 7, we got Pink Diamond LeBron James. Next gen, the guy is a god, lads. He is an absolute god. But current gen, there's better cards. There are better cards. Like, he's got 86 3 ball, which is decent. His speed is really, really nice, as well as the fact that he's 6'9", so he's got pretty good height. 93 perimeter defense, 93 lateral quickness is pretty good. He has also got 88 speed with ball, 50 intangibles. So obviously that's a good sign. But he has got quick first step gold, Dimer Hall of Fame, pass fake maestro Hall of Fame, difficult shots Hall of Fame. He's got clamps Hall of Fame, clamps gold as well. So he's got a lot of things going for him. However, like, one of the weird things is he can barely add any good badges to him. Like, any of the badges you can add to him don't do anything. He's obviously got Pro 8 between the legs, LeBron base, which is great next gen, not great current gen. But yeah, he belongs here at 7. At number 6, Gervin. And before they gave Gervin any hot zones, I wouldn't have had him this high. But like, he's just objectively better than LeBron. He comes with half quick first step, comes with gold range, comes with half clamps. He's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan. Has a better secondary position than LeBron. And a big problem with LeBron is that on current gen, he literally can't shoot from the corners. He just steps in and takes long twos. 91 speed ball, 96 speed, 90 acceleration. 96 acceleration, 90 lateral quickness, 90 perimeter defense, 90 steal, which is crazy. Not a great on-ball steal tendency though. He can't really dribble the ball, but base 40 is a really nice catch and shoot release. He's just fantastic. He's just fantastic. It's a weird one, because I was about to say, I was like, Bulls George Gervin definitely shouldn't be this athletic, but then I was about to say, I was like, Derrick Rose to the Cavs shouldn't be either, but it is what it is. This card is a really, really good card. And you can argue him in the top 5. Heck, you can argue any of these guys should be way higher, because it's a weird one. It's like, there are no absolute standouts, but from like Chris Middleton on, if you just, like, you can argue Chris Middleton is the best at what he does. You can argue Gervin is one of the best at what he does. But there's just a lot of great cards. At number 5, we got Grant Hill. Grant Hill, his defense is what keeps him there. Yeah, I know he only has gold clamps, but he's got a decent on-ball steal tendency. He's 6'8" with a 6'11" wingspan, and he can play the 2. He is one of the best like primary ball defenders in the game. He's at 95 speed, 95 acceleration, 94 lateral quickness. He's got nearly every defensive badge gold, and while he doesn't have half clamps, he's got so many gold badges that it doesn't matter too much. He's also got half quick first step, half downhill. He can get range, which is kind of important to put on him, as he is an off-ball player who will outspot up a lot. The only downside to this card really is that he has 83 3-ball and awful dribble 6 and a not great release in base 1. However, if you're playing on next gen, dribble 6 don't really matter, because it's hard to get by anyone from by dribbling. As well as that, on current gen, it doesn't matter, because the speed glitch is the main thing people do when dribbling. They don't use like on-card SIGs too much. Obviously, you'd rather have good SIGs than bad SIGs, but they don't mean nearly as much as they did last year. So until speed glitch is patched, he can be used as a primary on next gen. And half showtime is quite a big one, on current gen, half showtime is quite a big one as well. So yeah, he's a card that was very, very good at the time, but he stands the test of time better than most cards. At number 4, we have the new Scottie Pippen. And you can like, this is a weird one, because there's Scottie versus Grant Hill. And I'm giving the hot zones everywhere advantage to Scottie over Grant. Maybe it's a new card bias, which happens. It could just be that. But for me anyway, I like base 30. I actually like base 30 this year a lot more than I like base 1. He's got a better behind the back than Grant Hill. So for next gen, I think next gen he's going to be straight, which is better than Grant Hill. But like half clamps, half hard crusher, half all ball fest, half tireless fender, half trapper. I think they are huge 5 Hall of Fame badges. And he's also got Hall of Fame quick first step. He can get every shooting badge, which is huge. So if you want to put the badges on, just like on a Grant Hill, he might have a few more, but you can put them on Scottie Pippen. He's an 85 driving dunk, which is good. 89 speed, 89 acceleration, 87 sweep ball. Much better interior defense than Grant Hill. So it's a bit of a weird one. And then if you're looking in terms of intangibles, you've got 50 intangibles for him. You got 25 for him. So Scotty they're probably even in terms of just their overall stats. Like 2844, 2800. So Scotty's got more stats. And yeah, so it's a this is literally going to be a preference one. It's a preference one. Like, you got 6'8" with a 6'7" wingspan. You got a longer wingspan. So I think Scotty is going to be, for my team anyway, like if I'm looking for a small forward, because I use my point guards as primaries, I will more so be looking for like a lockdown defender who can hit a jump shot, which is Scottie Pippen. Whereas I know someone like Ty uses Grant Hill as their primary ball handler. So I can't really argue that as a primary ball handler, Scotty's going to be even close to Grant Hill. However, in my opinion, as a lockdown defender, as a 3-and-D cone, Scotty does a better job. And this is how I would use my small forward, more so than a primary ball handler running to the basket and running fast break. So again, these two guys here, they're going to do very similar things on the floor. Depending on your play style will depend on which one is going to be better for you. Now we're on to number 3. And number 3 is Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant, 13 golds, 9 Hoff badges. I like KD more than most people. Trust me, like, some people are going to have other cards ahead. I really like KD. I really like offensive cards, by the way, if you guys don't know. But 6'10", 7'4" wingspan. He's a good rebounder, not a great rebounder, 40 intangibles. He's got an 85 driving dunk, which is great, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, comes with silver but upgradable clamps, comes with gold range. Next gen, he gets blinders, which is huge. He's also got gold quick first step, gold downhill, unbelievable shooter, great between the legs, Pro 2, Pro 4 behind the back is not great, can't lie. But he's got basically everything you need again. Like 87 speed with ball, 86 ball handle. It's just a scary good card. A scary good card. Offensively, he's literally unguardable next gen. His height and everything, and the fact again the steady shooter turns into blinders on next gen. He's shooting fades, you can't guard him. You just can't. Current gen, he's just really good. Next gen, unguardable. And then 2 and 1 are basically the same card. At number 2, I got Cam Reddish. Cam Reddish is 6'8" with a 7-foot wingspan. His base is PG base, and this is a base that divides opinions. That's all I'm going to say. And one thing, like, next gen, it's objectively a good release. Basically every release is good next gen, except like Zion's release. But for me on current gen, this is one that divides opinions. Like, I don't play current gen very often. So when I go back, because it's so much harder to green, I play with the meter on. I play with the meter on all year on current gen. I played meter off for a while in Pro-Am. It literally makes no difference. Like, you shoot as many straight arms. It's end of 2K20 all over again. Meter, no meter. Literally play with whatever you're comfortable with on next gen. On current gen, I feel on next gen there's a big difference because there's a whole bunch of straight arms with the meter. I feel like using no meter is a big benefit on next gen. But I feel on current gen, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you're comfortable with. And with the meter, I think Cam Reddish's release is quality. I think it's absolutely quality, which is PG base. He's got Pro 5 behind the back, which is good. Only silver and non-upgradable range, which isn't great. But with half catch and shoot, trust me, he'll hit shots. He'll hit shots unless he's very deep. He's got gold clamps, gold interceptor, gold intimidator, pickpocket Hall of Fame, pick dodger Hall of Fame as well. 6'8" and can play the 2. Terrible interior defense, which is not great, but lateral quickness of 88 is good. Just overall, just a really elite card, both ends of the floor. I think he's definitely better on defense than he is on offense, but he's a pretty good offensive player. And number 1, a lot of people switch these guys around, but they're literally clones. I love these cards, by the way. PG. Paul George is my number 1 small forward in the game. Because, well, they're almost the exact same. Like, SIGs-wise, jump shot-wise, Cam Reddish and Paul George are basically clones. But Paul George, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 95 driving dunk, 94 lateral quickness. Comes with gold clamps, half chase centers. He comes with half quick first step, gold range, half catch and shoot as well, which is quite big. The only difference is that Cam Reddish can play at the 3. So at the 2, whereas Paul George can't. And you don't really want to play Paul George at the 4, to be completely honest. Like, in terms of overall stats, like 2.865 versus 2.700, there's quite a bit of a difference. Some people are arguing Cam Reddish is better. And, like, what does Cam Reddish have over PG? More badge slots? Like, yeah, that's basically it. I think Cam Reddish does have more badge slots. But at the same time, like, off rip, PG is every badge you need. Like, half showtime, half catch and shoot, gold range. at this stage in the game. Half range is just kind of a nice add-on, but it's not needed. Like, if you have half range, it's obviously better than gold range, but trust me, you don't need to have half range. Because a half quick first step, gold clamps, elite defense, elite SIGs. PG, in my opinion, is number 1 because of how he plays both ends of the floor. One of the best defensive cards in the game, one of the best shooters in the game, and in my opinion, just one of the best overall cards in the game. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. These are, in my opinion, the top 10 small forwards. And we have as our 2 honorable mentions if you want to put them in. Cliff Hagan, if you need someone to shoot from deep. Giannis, if you can find a way to get away with him on offense. Number 10, Chris Middleton. Number 9, Glenn Robinson. Number 8, Julius Erving. Number 7, LeBron James. Number 6, George Gervin. Number 5, Grant Hill. Number 4, Scottie Pippen. Number 3, Kevin Durant. Number 2, Cam Reddish. And number 1, PG13. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.